So, I had a thought. I've been collecting cool orcs for the better part of what feels like my entire life, and they're just sitting in my garrison, collecting dust, becoming depressed. So I thought, what better way to get these orcs to touch grass than to get them out into the world and to put them into a fortress for all of you lovely people to see. So in this video I'm going to be doing exactly that. I'm going to be showing you some cool orcs that I've gotten, some orcs that you may not have ever seen before, and I'm also going to be putting all of them into one fortress, so that if you ever find this fortress organically just doing online fort raids, then you bloody hit the jackpot.
Who's that
Orc! The tower rises again.
Starting off with an honorable mention here, we've got one of my tower variants. I have many tower variants, they're all pretty cool, but I have so many now that I feel like they've become a little bit more common, but you know, this guy right here is still just very cool to look at, so he gets a bit of an honorable mention. For those of you that don't know, you get tower variants whenever the tower pretender appears in your game. He'll have decoys. All you have to do is you have to get one of his decoys to kill you, and that decoy will become its own very unique individual tower orc. We have the Expounder Olog. First off, I think he looks very unique and cool, and also he has a shade of paint that is very rare. It's kind of a weird sort of sludgy dark green, but it's not the same as the frog blood green. So he has a very unique green color, which is why I think he's pretty bloody cool. This is sort of another honorable mention here, but I've got my Noruk the Painted. Whenever he spawned in, he actually had the voice of the machine orc, which apparently on a painted orc is very rare, but you know, me being me, I shamed him and he went crazy and he lost his voice pretty much immediately. And I got a few comments being very angry about that. I had no idea he was rare, but apparently whenever he showed up he was insanely rare, but not anymore. Now he's just a happy, chubby, painted lad. Hork Firecaller. Out of all of the fiery orcs, I think this one could be my favorite. You know, he's like missing an eye, or he's got a white eye from burns. Just the silver armor with all sort of weird distorted faces on the chestplate is pretty cool. Firecaller as well, I think is my favorite like fire orc name. And yeah, I quite like him. And I think he'll add a good ranged element to the fortress. Okay, we are going to look at another tower variant here. We've got the Surgeon. I think he just looks awesome as tower variants go. Obviously he's got the little tower backpack on, but he's got like the surgeon mask, which is kind of like a rat mask, like a sort of plague doctor mask, which I think is awesome. He's also got like a sack of hands and feet. You know, I love all of the cannibal orcs, and yeah, I think this guy's really cool, so let's get him into the fortress. I'm not adding these guys to the fortress, but you know, big shout out to the Gortides. I think they're just, like, what are they? They're basically just the most naked orc that you can get, and they're called Gortide. Shout out to the producer that was like, we're gonna just make the most naked orc and we're gonna call him Gortide for whatever reason. Quick break to look at another bloody tower variant. Another honorable mention here to this guy who just looks like an absolute badass with his bloody nightmare name. One of my favorite names for an orc, and yeah, honorable mention. I love and I think that all chill orcs are just badass and cool. This one is my favorite because he's a necromancer, which I think is a really cool combination for the chill. I mean, just look at him. I mean, all the chills look like this, but him having the necromancer just adds that little bit of extra spice to this orc. Deathbone. I'm pretty sure that everyone has seen a Deathbone, but in case you haven't, this is what a Deathbone looks like. He kind of looks like Bane, except I think they're always skinny, or at least every single Deathbone that I've seen has always been skinny. Yeah, Deathbone. Pretty cool, pretty unique orc. I think you only get one of them in your playthrough, and yeah, I love the bone armor. The Golden. I love all of the orcs that have this kind of golden armor. I mean, I think it's probably one of the most detailed armors in the game. Obviously, completely gold with the sort of green emeralds. And yeah, I just love this armor. I think it looks effing badass, which is why every single time I see an orc that has it, I will try and dominate them and then put them in my garrison, never to see the light of day. Until today. Another honorable mention to the blue. Obviously, I made an entire series about this guy. I didn't think he was unique when I first got him, but I haven't seen another blue Olog since. And I definitely haven't seen another blue Olog with that hat. So, looking back on it now, I actually do think he's pretty goddamn rare, and I didn't, maybe I really didn't appreciate him for how cool and unique he is. So, big ups for the bloody blue orc. Oh god, I sound like bloody Bevo now. Here is my black painted Stitch. He is pretty unique because he's a Stitch and he has black paint. That's all we need to know. No, he's also got a flamethrower. He's got some pretty cool armor on the sides, bit of spikes, bit of fur, cursed weapons, but just getting your Snitch to be black painted is very hard to do. Oh god, it's another cool tower variant. Yeah, honorable mention to him, he looks pretty cool. Also, I just have to say, I know that we're gonna get some Shadow of War diehards watching this video and saying that their orcs are better than mine and my orcs are all trash and terrible. That's fine, mate. That's fine. These are just my orcs I'm showing you, you know? Click off the video if you're gonna get offended by this. It's just a game. It's just a game. Just joking, it's not a game, it's life. Look at my cool red pure-blooded Olog. I think he's pretty okay. Next up, we have my favorite Nightbringer orc that I've ever seen. He's obviously got the sort of like infested hornet mutation on the side of his head there. He's black painted, obviously because he's a Nightbringer. And yeah, he's my favorite one. I don't think he's hacked. I mean, I feel like if he was hacked, he would be stronger than he is. I think someone just got very lucky with this sort of double mutation. He's also burned as well, so, I don't think he's hacked. I mean, all these orcs are on Xbox, so I don't really know if that can happen. It probably can, but like I said, I think he'd be stronger if he was hacked. Anyway, he looks pretty cool. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty good looking shield as well. God, the shields are so cool. But it's this guy right here that I'm going to be adding to the fortress. The Black Gate. I mean, the Black Gates always have just pretty amazing dialogue. They were at the Black Gate. They usually talk about your dead son and your dead wife in horrible detail. So I think he'd be a good addition to the fortress. We've got another golden orc here. This time he's called the Dead. And yeah, just very heavily inspired by like Aztec designs. Sort of golden emerald Aztec armor. I mean, just look at that helmet. That might be my favorite helmet in the game, but you know, he looks badass and he's got such a great last name. Orc last name. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. Title, not last name, not last name. You might have seen this orc in my recent Vendetta video, but I've got my Nightbringer here. He's a slave. Slaves famously have white paint, but this one has black paint because he's a Nightbringer. Yeah, pretty unique, pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how many times you'd have to get killed by a slave in order to make this happen, but I imagine it is a lot. Whoa, this video has actually flown by for me. I am just getting rid of all of the orcs on the fortress. It's going to be in Lithlad, and I'm going to have my Maniac as the Overlord. You know, my Maniac is an absolute bloody legend. We're going to put the X-Pounder here as a War Chief. This Stitch is the other War Chief on the front gate. Another War Chief here goes to the Golden. Nightbringer gets the other War Chief position. Along with the Black Gate, we're going sort of Berserker Savage Orc heavy here. Carrying that on with the Chill. The Dead Orc was actually very, very low level when I got him, so he just needs to get some levels. He needs some bloody TLC from Talion here, gifting him all the levels until he's a wee strong boy. And he's obviously going to guard his fellow golden brother. We're running low on bodyguard numbers here, so I'm going to enter in the Rat Hunter. I mean, he's pretty unique. He is. I love the Rat Hunter orcs, and this one just so happens to be piss colors. We're also going to bulk up the fortress here by adding in an ice mountain. Pretty rare. I don't actually think I've ever come across an ice mountain naturally in my own game. I've only seen them in the online forts. So hopefully I can pass on this one to one of you. We're also adding in Horza the Reaper. He's got the coolest shield in the game. He's covered in makeup. You know, I think he looks pretty badass, to be honest. You know, he's rocking the makeup, unlike Hoglick the Jaded, who, of course, I hate. We're going to add in some archers here. I really like the idea of having a no-chance, long-range archer in the throne room, and that's exactly what this Deathless guy is going to bring. Adding in another yellow-painted shield bearer here, this time the Potlicker. I really like the little small, gluttonous orcs rather than the big old logs, so he has a place in the fortress. What better bodyguards for my chill necromancer to have than other chill orcs, so I'm going to add them into the fortress. Again, to bulk up the numbers, I'm adding in my Slave Fool Tower variant. I think he's pretty unique. And I'm also adding in the Prowler here, complete with a spiked ball sack and a black hood. He is going to be prowling in the shadows of the fortress, waiting for you, ready to strike. And there we go, guys. That is the fortress. If you want to get your hands on these lovely orcs, then you just need to go to Lithlad and just spam online fort raids on Xbox until you find it. And then you can take all these orcs. Also, reminder, if you do a friendly raid by typing in my Xbox Live name, you will not be able to get the orcs. You will not take them home. You have to find me naturally in the ranked online fort raids. So, happy hunting, guys. Also, comment below your rarest and coolest orc.